Right now, months after he first went missing, a Milwaukee area man's body is discovered near Platteville. How he's being remembered tonight.
Plus, on this 8th anniversary of the Madison police shooting death of Tony Robinson, his family continues its pursuit of justice.
And nearly 80 years after he lost his life in World War II, a local hero's remains come home to Middleton. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
He will be missed. I'm so sorry. And as a resident of Platteville and as a leader here in Platteville, I have to acknowledge that Platteville is at a loss today.
An emotional evening for friends and family mourning the loss of a young man found dead this weekend near Platteville. 34-year-old Ronald Henry was reported missing in early December. His family told us that he had taken a trip to Platteville earlier that month. Grant County Sheriff's officials say a teen found his body in a ravine in some woods in Ellenboro Township. That is about a mile south of where Henry was last seen. An autopsy will be conducted this week to determine his cause of death.
Now tonight, friends and family are honoring his life with a vigil. McKenna Alexander was there and shares how those who knew Ronald and those who didn't are all finding ways to honor his life.
Until we get the autopsy, we will all know how Ronald died. But while he lived, I just want to say he lived a good life here in Platteville, and we really enjoyed his presence while he was here.
On a frigid Monday night under a dimly lit city park pavilion, friends, family, and strangers gathered in a vigil, all of them mourning the unfortunate outcome of a months-long search for 34-year-old Ronald Henry.
I don't know how I would make it, not knowing where my child is for that long. And, you know, even though he was of age, in a mama's eyes, they still are your kid, you know? And I'm just praying that this gives her the closure, you know, that she needs.
After losing her daughter in 2008, Lynn Parrott is no stranger to grief. It's something she believes is eased when shared among others, which is why she organized Monday's vigil despite barely knowing Henry.
He is somebody's child. He's somebody's father. He's somebody's brother. And to be able to have that relief that he at least has found. How it happened, you can't change that. It won't bring him back. But I want to be able to at least give people that knew him and give his family the opportunity to grieve with others. And it's going to be okay. To remind them it's going to be okay.
That opportunity to grieve is helping people like Jalen Williams, who knew Ronald's son. He says he was shocked and confused to learn of Ronald's death.
That's really scary to me. I didn't think something like that would happen in Platteville. Knowing it's such a small town, everybody knows each other.
Jalen isn't the only one confused by the discovery of Ronald's body, as questions and speculation swirls on social media. But for those attending Monday's vigil, they say those concerns come second to supporting Ronald's family.
He was found to be so very close to where he went missing from. It's rather shocking and frustrating. And I know that we've got a lot of questions, but tonight's all about healing right now and grieving together.
McKenna Alexander reporting there. And again, officials say this is still an open investigation with an autopsy scheduled for later in the week. As we continue to learn more about Henry's death, be sure to stick with us on air and online at channel3000.com.
Next tonight to weather now. We are in the clear for the next couple of days, but later this week, we need to keep an eye on the forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has our first warning forecast.
Yeah, another week, another winter storm. What else is new? We start out the week mild and then ended with a potential for snow and maybe some mixed precipitation, although this one will probably be more in the way of snow. Let's start out by taking a look at the first warned weather alert day that we have in the forecast. This is for Thursday night and Friday. Right now, we're thinking about a 3 to 6 inch snowfall, a moderate snowfall, certainly enough that will impact travel, but not heavy enough to become a major winter storm, although some of the very latest computer models coming in indicate we might be toward the higher end of that range. All of southern Wisconsin is going to be affected by this storm. Time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam shows lots of clouds today and even a little bit of fog, especially as we headed into the latter part of the afternoon. It only lasted for a short period of time. That's right as the cold front came through, but now with the front gone, you can see all the precipitation, mainly in the form of snow now, out through Door County and far northeastern Wisconsin, out over Lake Michigan and into lower Michigan, but moving away from us. High temperatures today ahead of the cold front. Madison topped out at 41. Janesville hit 48, but to the north and west, temperatures stayed stayed in the 30s, and current temperatures are in the middle 30s right now. 34 in Madison, 36 Janesville, 36 in Lone Rock. Across Dane County, temperatures in the middle 30s. 35 degrees in Stoughton, 35 in Oregon, and 35 current temperature in Verona. Look for mostly cloudy skies tonight. It'll be breezy, a little colder, low temperature dropping to around 30 degrees. We'll see a couple of mild days ahead of us, but then we have the potential for a winter storm at the end of the week. I'll tell you when the snow will start and how much we're expecting in just a few minutes.
It has cost a lot of time and energy from the city of Madison, and has caused a lot of, really significant damage to our residents.
Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway announcing plans to file a federal lawsuit against Kia and Hyundai due to their anti-theft flaws. According to data from the Madison Police Department, thefts of those two brands last summer increased by 270%. The City Council will vote tomorrow whether to move forward with this lawsuit. 8 years ago today, 19-year-old Tony Robinson was shot and killed by Madison police officer Matt Kenny.
Robinson's family believes the statements Officer Kenny made were not backed up by forensic or video evidence. But as Armand Rahman found tonight, a candlelight vigil was really all about celebrating Robinson's life. Armand?
Eric and Charlotte, as dozens held a moment of silence in front of the home where Officer Kenny shot Robinson. 8 years later, it's clear the pain hasn't faded away, but there's also hope for justice as Robinson's grandmother pursues new avenues to bring charges against the officer.
What's his name? Tony Robinson! What's his name? Tony Robinson!
It's the name chanted at protests in Madison for the past 8 years, but friends and family know him better as Terrell.
He's this big, goofy boy. He's 6'5". He longboard everywhere, trying to teach me to longboard.
It's memories like those that bring a smile and a tear to Robinson's grandmother, Sharon Irwin Henry.
Yeah, it's hard all the time. That never goes away, baby. I cry just sometimes out of the blue. You don't know how much I'm missing. It doesn't go away.
But what also hasn't gone away is the community support every year outside the house on Willie Street where Officer Matt Kenny took Robinson's life in 2015.
It's nice to see people care, that they want to know what's going on.
For years, Irwin Henry has been working with attorneys like Jessa Nicholson Gates to bring their case against Kenny back to court.
They want to hear what is the truth.
According to a rarely used state statute, if they can prove probable cause to a judge, the judge can appoint a special prosecutor to bring charges against the officer in a one-sided hearing.
I believe the evidence says specifically that this was careless, reckless, and unnecessary.
But all that took a backseat Monday to a community's desire to come together, grieve, and heal.
But every year, it's amazing how many people show up.
And on yesterday's For the Record on News 3 Now, Jessa Nicholson Gates, the attorney representing Robinson's grandmother, says she plans to call first responders, use of force experts, and pathologists to establish probable cause in the upcoming hearing.
Armand, thank you. Check out this new video tonight. It shows what police in Atlanta are calling a coordinated attack at the proposed site of a new public safety training center. At least 35 people were arrested. Footage from the police department shows officers at the site in DeKalb County seeking cover as fireworks explode around them. The police said a group of violent agitators carried out the attack yesterday. 23 of those arrested now face domestic terrorism charges. New at 10, the FBI investigating what it calls the suspicious death of a female passenger on board the Carnival Sunshine cruise ship. The woman was found unresponsive during the ship's voyage to the Bahamas. Earlier this week, when the ship returned to port in Charleston, an FBI team processed the passenger's room for evidence.
The FBI also offering a $50,000 reward to secure the safe release of 4 American citizens who were kidnapped in Mexico on Friday. Their condition is not currently known. This video, posted on Twitter, appears to show the moment the kidnapping happened. The FBI says the Americans entered Mexico driving a white minivan with North Carolina license plates. Shortly after crossing the border, gunmen opened fire on the passengers in the vehicle. Next tonight, gun violence remains an ongoing problem in the United States. A new report shows the country already has topped 100 mass shootings this year, which is defined as when a gunman shoots at least 4 people. The Gun Violence Archive says last year the United States did not surpass 100 mass shootings until March 19th.
Frightening moments on board a Southwest Airlines flight from Havana, Cuba to Fort Lauderdale over the weekend. Shortly after takeoff, they say birds collided with the nose of the aircraft and also got into one of the engines. It triggered a small fire. Smoke started to fill the cabin. The pilot quickly turned the plane around and landed back in Havana. Passengers evacuated using emergency slides. No one was seriously hurt. And at Boston's Logan Airport this morning, 2 planes clipped wings on the tarmac. The Federal Aviation Administration now handling this investigation. Airport officials say the incident occurred as one of the flights was departing and pushed back from the gate. No one was injured, but both flights were then canceled.
Pressure is mounting on Ukrainian troops holding out in the eastern city of Bakhmut. The Ukrainian army is trying to help civilians flee the city, which Russian forces have spent months trying to capture. Western analysts say the Ukrainian military may be mulling a controlled pullout from the city. In the country of Georgia, fistfights broke out among lawmakers today as a parliamentary committee debated a bill that some say is a Russia-inspired law. Take a look. The law would require organizations receiving more than 20% of their funding from overseas to register as foreign agents. Critics have compared it to a 2012 Russian law, which has been steadily expanded and used to crack down on Russian civil society and independent media.
Back in Wisconsin, mark your calendars, March 21st. That's when you can watch the 2 candidates for Wisconsin Supreme Court face off in their first debate ahead of the April 4th election. The race pits former Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Dan Kelly against Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Janet Protasewicz. The debate organized by News 3 Now, WISC Politics, and the State Bar. After nearly 80 years, the remains of a Wisconsin soldier killed during World War II are coming home. The Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency announced today the remains of Army Private First Class William Simon have been accounted for and identified. He was from Middleton and was killed in action in November of 1944. We have more about his life and the efforts to bring him home at channel3000.com. Next tonight, the Diocese of Madison has unveiled a 3-phase plan. It's called Into the Deep, and it's a plan to try to bring more people back to church.
Diocesan officials raised concerns that currently mass attendance is in decline, parishioners are less engaged, and money is being used more on building maintenance and less on people. We have a breakdown of the plan you can check out on our website, channel3000.com. And looking ahead, the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris is set to reopen to the public in December of 2024, 5 years after a major fire damaged the landmark in 2019. That's according to the Paris Tourist Office official website. The cathedral's iconic spire collapsed in the blaze and has been a major focus of the reconstruction effort, which started last year. Still ahead at 10, your updated forecast, including a look at a firstborn alert day later this week.
But first, the Madison favorite, the famed Concerts on the Square, marks its return this summer for a 40th season. Some important dates to know next.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses? See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
At no fault of their own during the cold, thousands of Wisconsin residents in your community make the difficult choice between eating or heating their home. On March 9th, please join News 3 Now and support a day of warmth, benefiting the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. 90 cents of every dollar donated is used to help those in crisis. Give the gift of warmth. For more information, visit kwwf.org/donate. A Day of Warmth, sponsored by Viridian Homes and Kaiser Lincoln.
You've got places to be, things to do, goals to crush. So at Basecamp Fitness, we pack 50 minutes worth of calorie burn into just 35. How do we do it? By switching between 60-second intervals of air bike cardio and strength training to keep the workout and your progress moving forward fast, no matter what level you're at. Take a free class, join, and get a $100 Lululemon gift card through March 31st. Visit any of our 3 Madison locations or basecampfitness.com.
Oh, the weather. What's the chance of rain tomorrow?
Ooh, 80%. I make it rain. I make it rain.
Speaking of making it rain, at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, we have an average 95% payout, which leads you to more chances of playing longer and more chances to win big. Play longer, win more, chances are you're gonna like it.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see.
Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
News 3 Now first warn weather. When severe weather is on the way, find out first with Madison's certified most accurate forecast. Trust our team to keep you informed before, during, and after. First warn weather, keeping you safe and ahead of the storms.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. The Better Business Bureau out with its annual report on the top scams of the year. This latest information coming from 2022, and topping the list is online shopping scams, followed by employment scams and cryptocurrency scams. In addition, the 5 most impersonated organizations reported to the BBB last year were Amazon, Geek Squad, Publishers Clearinghouse, the U.S. Postal Service, and Norton. The Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra's iconic Concerts on the Square returns this summer. Its 40th season. The first concert scheduled for June 28th. The remaining 5 shows will run throughout July, with the final performance scheduled for August 2nd. And they are free and open to the public, and we have a list of performers at channel3000.com.
The high seas and its marine life saw a victory over the weekend. United Nations diplomats from nearly 200 nations agreed on a treaty that protects large parts of the Earth's oceans. More than a decade of debate over funding and fishing rights had stalled the landmark treaty at the UN. It is seen as a crucial part of the global effort to bring 30% of the world's land and sea under protection by 2030. Well, there are growing concerns about access to food and electricity in the mountains of California. More snow fell over the weekend, closing roads and trapping residents who've been battered by weeks of heavy snow. But there is a silver lining. Data from the U.S. Drought Monitor indicates the recent winter storms have brought much-needed relief to California's reservoirs.
Around southern Wisconsin, the weather may be starting to warm up a bit, but the need for help to cover heating and cooling costs does not go away. News 3 Now once again partnering with the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and Energy Service Inc. for a day of warmth, a telethon and donation drive to raise money for those in need across the state. It'll be held on Thursday afternoon, 4 to 6:30 p.m. But you can also donate ahead of time. We have plenty of information for you at channel3000.com. Let's go to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Nice start to the week. Things are going to change, Gary. Another Thursday system to watch. Huh?
Thursday night, Friday. Yeah, that's the next time period to watch. Let's start out by taking a look at 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Short term, not a problem. Looks like high temperatures will be in the middle 40s for both tomorrow and Wednesday. More sunshine tomorrow, more clouds on Wednesday. But the snow will develop from Thursday night into Friday, and there'll also be a chance of snow on Sunday that could bring some very minor accumulations, but it's the Thursday night, Friday time period we're looking at. And then with the snow on the ground for the weekend, high temperatures drop back into the lower 30s. Our first warned weather alert day remains in the forecast for Thursday night and Friday. Right now, the thinking is a moderate snowfall of about 3 to 6 inches, maybe a little bit more. Some of the very latest computer model information indicates we might be a little closer to the high end there, but I'm not still looking for anything major more than that, like in the 8, 9, 10-inch range, at least across most of southern Wisconsin, but everybody will be feeling the impact from the snow. Snowfall potential, this is kind of our thinking right now, about a general 3 to 6-inch snowfall over a wide area. So this isn't like the last storm that started, the computer models had it over us and then gradually shifted to the south, and a little difference in the track of the storm made a big difference in the overall forecast. To the north and west right now, that seems to be the favorite area for heavier snow. I want to show you this. We did this last week with the storm. This is the national blend of models showing us the probabilities of snowfall for Madison. 90% chance of 7/10 of an inch, 75% that will hit at least 1.2 inches. 4.8 inches is the 50 percentile, but notice on the high end there's a 10% chance of getting up to that major snowstorm range. Very latest information. Notice the lower end stayed same. The 50 percentile has jumped up a little bit, so that puts us more like toward the 4, 5, 6-inch range. The higher ends also have gone up as well, but so looking at the very latest computer model information, I think we'll see a more widespread, moderate snow rather than some bands of much heavier snowfall. We'll widen out the view, and you can see the snow extends back to the north and west. The more likely area for very heavy snow will be back into the Dakotas, where the storm will start, and then farther off to the east once the storm moves out of the area. European computer model, 6 p.m. Thursday, the snow just arriving, moves over much of southern Wisconsin, a light to moderate snow through the day on Friday. That's Friday morning. But notice by noon already starting to wind down out toward the Mississippi River, and by 6 p.m. the snow's off to the east, and we're not seeing any accumulating snow. That computer model is showing a general 3, 4, 5-inch snowfall, maybe a little bit more out toward the La Crosse area. The GFS computer model from the U.S. government, snow arrives earlier, perhaps into the early afternoon. Might be mixed with a little rain at first, but notice by 6 p.m. we're seeing moderate snow already out toward the Mississippi River, a pretty widespread area of moderate snow overnight, Thursday night into Friday morning. Notice maybe a little bit of mix down toward the Illinois state line, at least for a short period of time, but that'll transition back to snow. Still moderate snowfall through about noon, and then light snowfall, even continuing beyond 6 o'clock and into the latter part of the evening. So the snowfall amounts from this computer model are a little bit higher, although the very latest numbers are down just a bit there, a little more widespread, moderate type snowfall. So that's kind of what we're thinking right now. Tomorrow, no snow, partly sunny, mild, high temperature, 44 degrees. Planning your day across Dane County, 43 for the high in Verona, 42 in Windsor with partly sunny skies. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 43 in Monroe, 43 for the high temperature in Platteville. Our first warned 7 to 10 day forecast. Notice those temperatures, mid-40s Wednesday, upper 30s on Thursday with a mix of rain and snow showers in the afternoon, but that changes to snow Thursday night into Friday. It'll also be windy as well. Saturday should be dry. Sunday, a chance of snow showers. Temperatures are cold at the start of next week. By the end of the week, it'll be warm enough for maybe a little bit of rain shower activity by about Thursday afternoon.
And coming up in sports, Badger Bubble Watch, where Wisconsin sits heading into the Big Ten tournament and what they have to do in Chicago to go dancing. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Gruber Law Offices has been fighting and winning for people injured by big trucks for more than 30 years. One call, that's all.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Update the floors in your home and save 11% on your flooring project at Menards. Great Lakes vinyl floors are perfect for any room in your home. Find a wide selection of waterproof and durable floors that are easy to install. Great Lakes vinyl floors also feature an attached pad for comfort and noise reduction. Heritage vinyl plank is only $329 after 11% rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh yeah. Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect.
I'm Scott Peterson, the Peterson Grain Farms, and this is my John Deere. We're a family farm. We raise corn, soybeans. When you walk through their door, you're not a number, you're a name. And they go to their nth degree to get what you need to run your operation. For an example, one night I ate a rock and took the feeder house chain out of our combine. On a Friday night at 8 o'clock, they pulled in to fix that combine, and by 9:30, we were cutting beans again. I'm Scott Peterson of Peterson Grain Farms, and this is why I think Sloan's first.
Anytime Fitness is having a 10-day flash sale. For 10 days only, you can join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Get a coach and a community to support you with training, nutrition, and recovery. Now through March 10th, join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Hurry in now. This deal won't last long.
Planning a remodel? Don't toss your cabinets, furniture, and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Your items stay out of landfills while proceeds create housing solutions for hardworking families. Build a stronger community with Habitat Restore of Dane County.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Since Group started in the 80s, we've been cheering on the true champions of Milwaukee, you and yours. We've been on this path together for 35 plus years. We've had your back from the jump. Let's keep rising together. One call, that's all.
The Wisconsin men closed out the regular season on a positive note by beating Minnesota, but in the process, they dropped from Joel Lenardi's last 4 in line to his first 4 out line. Translation, the Badgers need to win more games than they lose in the Big Ten tournament. Now, UW tips off in Chicago on Wednesday against Ohio State. If they win that, then it's on to Iowa on Thursday. The Badgers went 3-0 against those 2 teams, and 2 wins likely going to get them in the dance. The last time McFarland made it to the state girls basketball tournament, the year was 1999, and they brought back a gold ball. This season, the Spartans are headed back, hoping to repeat history. Obviously, though, nobody on this team remembers the run 24 years ago. They weren't born, but some of their moms do. They were on that team. And to be able to achieve a goal this group set out to accomplish, that's fun to think about.
This has been like a dream of mine and a goal of the team since the beginning of the year. So like just being able to say that we're going to state and like just that opportunity is just so cool for me and my team.
You know, these girls are just ecstatic and they work so hard, and it's just been, I'm lucky to be their coach, and it's been a really awesome year.
Albany made history on Saturday when they punched their ticket to Green Bay. It's the program's first ever trip to state. So how was the state's lone unbeaten team rewarded for their efforts? Well, they got the 4 seed and will face top-seeded McDonald Central Friday morning. Yeah, the math doesn't really add up, but that's okay to this group. They'll just stick to this year's motto of proving them wrong.
Honestly, it takes a little bit of pressure off of us because there's not pressure on us. We're the underdog. We're not expected to win. So we can go out there and play loose and have fun.
We've proved people wrong all season. We've always been the underdog. Nobody expected us to win conference. Nobody expected us to go to state. So it takes a lot of pressure off of us because we have nothing to lose.
After just 2 winning seasons during his 7-year tenure leading Wisconsin, Tony Granato is out as the team's head coach. The former Badger led the program to just 105 wins in 7 seasons. His best was 2021 when UW won the Big Ten regular season title and advanced to the NCAA tournament, the only time in the Granato era. And Wisconsin will begin a nationwide search for a replacement to try to bring Badger hockey back to where it belongs.
I want nothing more than the players in this program to enjoy the level of success that generations of players before them have enjoyed here. For me personally, I want them to have the type of experience here as a Badger that I had as a Badger. You know, when you weigh those things, it points to moments like this in which you have to make difficult decisions that affect people you love.
We're back after this.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
So with a Planet Fitness Black Card, I'll get a post-workout glow like that guy?
Everybody knows that you need to glow, the glow, the grow.
And I get a free Amazon Halo to track my fitness and sleep.
Cause when you got the glow, there is no stopping what you want to do. Oh.
And I can bring a friend.
It's the way of life.
Okay, sign me up.
Sign up for the PF Black Card for $1 down, $24.99 a month, and get a free Amazon Halo View. Ends March 15th. It's glow time.
Built Ford Tough. It's a commitment to providing you the capability, productivity, and the technology that you expect from Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. And now during Ford Truck Month, find out what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. This is Ford Truck Month, America.
I've never been afraid to express myself, to create a life I love. I worried cancer could steal my spark and become my identity. But UW Health designed custom treatments just for me. And now, my legacy, it's still in the making. Because standard, well, that's never been my style. UW Health, remarkable.
Chicago. Celebrating 25 years of Broadway razzle-dazzle. The Associated Press calls Chicago the most entertaining musical of the decade. paint the town again with Chicago the Musical.
At Overture, March 21st through 26th. Tickets at overture.org.
Extremist Dan Kelly wants abortion banned, even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. For years, Kelly was on the payroll of a radical anti-abortion group working to take away women's rights. On the court, Kelly will uphold Wisconsin's 1849 criminal abortion ban that strips women of their freedom to make personal decisions on abortion. Dan Kelly, an extremist who doesn't care about us.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Old anchormen, you see, don't fade away. They just keep coming back for more. And that's the way it is. Friday, March 6th, 1981.
This day, 1981, CBS Evening News anchor, the iconic Walter Cronkite, signed off with his trademark, and that's the way it is. For the final time, Cronkite had served as the anchorman at CBS Evening News for 19 years, from back in 1962 through 1981, and during that tenure, he was often referred to as the most trusted man in America. And I looked it up tonight. He passed away in 2009, so it's already been 14 years since we lost Walter Cronkite. He was 93 years old, but he was it when it came to network news. We have time left for a quick weather recap?
Yeah, just temperatures right now in the lower to middle 30s. Looks quiet for tonight, but again, Thursday night and Friday, Kelly Slifka will have updates in the morning.
Have a good night, folks.
Do something good.